Hey, listen to this chord progression really quick and see if you can notice anything special about it. Looking at you, measure 4. So what were you able to come up with? I gave you a pretty solid hint zooming into measure 4 right over here. And not only that, we don't have a key signature, and we got that sharp boy right there. So this here, right? This is what I'm talking about. What is going on? This is a secondary dominant. This is when we take the dominant of another chord and temporarily pretend like we're in the key of that other chord. We're trying to make it sound like that key feels like home, feels like the tonic. The word for that actually is called tonicization. So when we're talking about this stuff, we can say we're tonicizing G7 over here with this D7 over A. So how do we find out what the dominant of the dominant is? Easy. All we need to do is count to the 5th chord from the chord we want to tonicize. So in this case, we were tonicizing G, so G, A, B, C, D. D is the 5th chord from that, and it's always going to be a major chord or a dominant 7th chord that we're going to want to use in order to tonicize this G7. There's two things I want to talk about that makes this work. First, this F sharp is essentially creating an artificial leading tone in the key of C major, which will help us feel like G is the home base. The leading tone is a half step below whatever it's leading to. So in the major scale, that's why there's a half step as the last step. We have this F sharp, which is now leading us to that G. That's the voice leading component that is helping us feel like G is temporarily our home base. Now, how do we make it so that G doesn't feel too much like home? We don't want G to feel too much like the tonic, because then when we get to this C here, that's just going to feel like we're ending on 4, like a plagal half cadence or something. The solve for that is number 2, and that's to make use of inversions with your secondary dominant. You can see I'm using a dominant 7th chord in the 2nd position, so that means the 5th is in the bass, and that's it. That's all it is. Because we're not having the full cadential motion of going D to G, it doesn't feel like G is our tonic. We are saving that cadential motion, that root position motion, for our final cadence over here. So that's how secondary dominants work and how you can bake them into a chord progression really organically and have it just sound beautiful. I encourage you to go and write your own chord progressions and try some secondary dominants. You can even just go and rebuild this one for yourself just to see how it works. That's honestly a great idea. And after that, you can even add a little melody part. And if you want to make that melody the best it can be, you should check out my free video training, 7 Ways to Write a More Effective Melody. There's a link down in the doobly-doo. This little bit right here at the end, I really loved it. When I was coming up with this little example, I thought I want to make the end a little bit special. So I decided to have this nice little arpeggiation, and arpeggiations can really make or break your music. And if you want to learn how it can make or break your melody, you should check out the video that's popping up on your screen now. Thanks so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I'm Avi. Don't forget to be awesome.